with Squad, back with another video. I'm Recklezz.
Okay.
Got Candace, Owens, Rex. You feel me? Rex. I think this is another. I think we reacted to one other video of her going. No, it was two. I think I did one by myself, and then you had did. It was the one with the white guy.
Oh yeah, you remember that?
Yeah. Feel me? Yeah. But you already know. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe. I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in and watching this reaction. You already know what's going down. Let's get in the video.
Well, I had a question for Candace.
Okay.
You said America wasn't a racist country.
I never said that. You can't find a single.
You said America isn't a racist country, right?
America is not a racist country. Yeah, I did say that. You're right.
All right. So,
Got me.
All right. I look at one example, like inner city gangs, right? If you look at like inner city gangs, they were really like persecuted 100% by police departments and the government. What did America do to end the ideology or the practice of the KKK?
Okay, so let's dial this back to end the practice of the KKK. I want to start with saying to you what percentage of Black Americans black homicides are committed by white people?
That's just like me saying how much percent of homicides. It's like you guys stand for any.
No, I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to walk you into a trap.
I don't really study statistics because statistics, you could look at any race and look at numbers of killings and murder. So.
Would it be fair if I said that black people are racist towards black people right now?
Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little racist.
Do you think that we're racist towards each other?
No, I wouldn't say racist.
I find it the hyper focusing on the KKK, which killed thousands of Black Americans.
I would say that America kind of conditioned, like, if you say black people are racist, that came from America's history. That's just what.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I say if you asked me if you think we're racist to each other.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but if we were.
Okay, because we're killing ourselves, just so you know. Like we're at a way faster.
You can say every race is killing themselves.
At a way faster and higher rate than any person in terms of white supremacy could ever do it. And if another organization that's doing it faster, you want to talk about the KKK? They killed thousands of blacks. Planned Parenthood has killed millions, 19 million. Nobody's having a conversation about that. And this is important because the media gets us obsessed with this idea of white supremacy and the history of the KKK. Thousands of blacks were killed by the KKK, and by the way, so were white Republicans, and we were killed by white Democrats, which is why I'm adamantly opposed to Democrats. But nobody wants to have a conversation about what's really killing Black America.
But black males are probably the most people in prison, so. You can't say nothing's being done about it.
Well, first and foremost, what are they locking us up for? Are they locking us up because we're black?
No, you just said we commit the most crimes.
No, but I'm asking you a question.
If y'all hear talking, this is my dad. I think he having a meeting or something like that in the background. I apologize for that. If y'all hearing that right now.
Nothing's being done about it.
Well, first and foremost, what are they locking us up for? Are they locking us up because we're black?
No, you just said we commit the most crimes.
No, but I'm asking you a question. Are they locking us up because we're black?
I never said that.
Okay, so I'm just saying to you that the reason why we're locked up the most is because we're committing the most crimes. We have to fix our communities. It's a real conversation that Black Americans need to have, and I try to do that with the Blexit movement when I target our communities to have these conversations. The idea that white supremacy is the thing that's stopping Black America is a complete and utter myth.
Okay,
and until we're willing to have,
I never said that either.
She's not saying you said that.
I'm not saying you did. I haven't
statement.
accused you of saying anything. I'm just saying what I'm actually saying. That's it. Okay. The number one issue facing our community is father absence. Okay?
I disagree, but okay.
Excuse me?
I disagree, but okay.
Okay, well,
I feel like that's a big effect on a lot of people. I don't see how you can disagree because I feel like that's something that's real important is to having, you feel me, a father, because a father to me, you feel me, rather than if you look at having your differences, having your anything like that, like regardless, like having that father, having that individual, that man, you know, to teach you and to guide you into a path. Yeah, not necessarily him, and there's probably a lot of fathers that want you know what I'm saying, obviously for their son to, you know, be like him or better, you know what I'm saying, than you know, him. But at the same time, like, I feel like that's something that's important to do, and father absence, you feel me, that is something that definitely affects a lot, you know, of not even just, you know, a son, but a daughter too, you know what I'm saying, like I feel like that's real important, you know.
Yeah, because they like I said, like mold you into like who, like, and make you stronger.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You said you brought up the prisons, right? If you grow up without a father in the home, you're 20 times more likely to end up behind bars. You want to know who I got that from? President Barack Obama. He talked about the stats of what it does when you destroy the black family. The destruction of the black family, if you want to talk, oh wait, I'm not done. The destruction of the black family happened because of Democrats and what they did in the 1960s, LBJ and his Great Society Act and the welfare system. We can talk about all of those things. The very last thing we should be talking about, if I had to make a list of 100 things that's really screwing up the black community, white supremacy wouldn't make the list.
But I wasn't even asking about the black community. I was just saying, you said America wasn't a racist nation.
It's not.
It's not. All right, so look.
It's not today.
The Black Panthers were all locked up and killed by the government.
Are the Black Panthers here today?
I'm saying the KKK has been around since how long, and what has the government done for anything?
You think the KKK is alive today?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh! Find me one. I want to meet one.
You're saying the KKK doesn't exist?
Now we have a debate.
At all.
Hey, wait. Now we have a debate. So
have you ever met one?
I'm asking you. What are you saying?
You're
about?
saying the KKK doesn't exist at all? What happened?
I'm going to ask you a question.
What did the government do to erase them? What did the government do to erase the KKK?
So I feel like with it all, like, cause I seen, like, I watched these little videos. You know that video with Pootie and, like, you know what I'm saying? He had other YouTubers, and he actually went to a town where they have it. But I feel like that's one thing of saying that there's no racism where you live at. But, you know what I'm saying? It may be not, but it may be that one person. So, like, regardless of saying that, it's probably not a lot of the KKK going around, but in certain areas, you know.
Or like little towns or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I seen that they had a meeting and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I did. Yeah, we did watch that video.
So it's I don't necessarily think like, and I think it's more so of not. It's not that now so much, like you know how back then they say the KKK, like it was around, like you'll walk down, like it was around. It's not necessarily like it was deep. Like when we watched that video, it was like deep. Like you had to literally search, and then you had to literally, and it wasn't even like, cause he had met the leader, like, and it's probably just all, but it's not like it was before.
Yeah, but again, he went and looked for it. It didn't get brought up.
Yeah, and like, what this young dude is saying, like, I feel like a lot of people continue to blame the past rather than working on the present and working on the future.
Yeah, it's like they're bringing up the past when it's not even getting brought up by anybody else.
A lot of people know when you continue to bring up, you know what I'm saying, the past and stuff like that, you feel me? Like, it's like, I don't know. It makes it worse.
I would say everybody's going to be talking about it more when nobody was talking about it before. To say this guy didn't even say anything.
And we're not going to get nowhere. Like, people not going to get nowhere doing that.
It's the KKK. How can you say that?
You have to slow down. I can't understand what you're saying. What did you say?
That's crazy to me. How can you say the KKK does not exist today?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Where are they?
What do you mean, where are they?
Where do they meet?
They could be judges.
I just thought this is a really big story and CNN should cover it. Where is the KKK?
It's literally an ideology.
No, can you name a leader? Can you name a gathering point? Anything?
Who's the leader? Where are they meeting? In what country? In what city?
Ask me where. I'm not going nowhere near where
because they aren't.
Because they don't. They literally live in the media's head. Have you ever seen a KKK member in a hood? I'm asking you a serious question.
So you're saying the KKK does not exist?
All right, come down. No, come down. I'm dying to see this. Because I have asked every journalist that brings this up since Charlottesville to tell me where the KKK meets.
So, in Houston, Texas, there was an event through a predominantly black neighborhood known as Acres Homes that was protected by the police, and they were escorted through a black community. So that's the issue. So they do exist. They are there.
And they're protected by the police. Yeah. Protected.
Okay. So I'm asking you a serious question. As a black American, you fear the KKK.
I don't fear any.
Okay, so you saw.
That's where I agree with you.
Look, I am from one parish.
No. We're not doing 3-on-1. You can have a time. You can have a time when you get to the mic. I'm asking you a serious question.
Okay.
Of all of the things that is going on in the black community, you cannot look me in the face and tell me that you really think that the rise of the KKK is a real thing.
But
I won't believe that.
I'm looking at America, not really the black community.
And I'm shocked to hear. You said you've never seen a KKK member. You say that there was one in Texas. What year was it?
I never seen a KKK member in person and all like that. Like I said, I seen it on video. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then again, that might be for content. That might be for.
Yeah, but I've never
I forgot where it was. Some people probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't really know. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never been in that position. Yeah, I've never been in that
I'm shocked to hear. You said you've never seen a KK member. You said that there was one in Texas. What year was it?
It was around the time, around 2008, just before.
2000 and what?
I graduated high school in 2008 in Acres Homes from Carver.
And they were walking down the street in hoods.
Yeah, that was an event. It was a
They
huge.
still have events.
Well, I think we're losing.
Good. Yeah, well, let's not lose the focus. Yeah, that's fine. I will definitely look it up. I will look up the Texas event, the KKK walk. But the point that I was making, maybe they did meet once, however, 10 years ago in your town, and I'll definitely look into it because I always want to educate myself. But the point is that neither of you can look me in the face and tell me that you think that the KKK is a real threat to the black community. It's just not
how
true.
when they could be a judge or a doctor or a, you know
No,
what I'm
but the issue here is no one's denying that there are individual racists
in this country.
in a country.
I said America is not a racist country.
So
you know it's not.
If they're not a racist country, how have they done nothing to persecute KKK members? Like
What?
David Duke. David Duke is a known KKK.
Yes, David
leader.
Duke endorsed a Democrat running for president this cycle. I just have to say that.
Why is he not in prison?
What did he say? I can't hear him.
David Duke
Can you
is
put the mic closer to him?
I do have to
genuinely
say though,
can't hear him.
it's so marginalized. It's so minimal. The overemphasis, over conversation,
weird that we
over
even talk
focus.
about it.
These
I mean,
people
it
are
honestly is
losers.
weird.
These people have no life. These people are not in mainstream society. These people are not what people
And
try
I
to
hate
make
that.
it
I hate,
seem.
and this is why I say when you heard me say earlier that I hate when us, we are the most privileged black people in the entire world, right? We are, plain and simple. The most privileged black people in the entire world live in America today. It's insulting to me because when my grandfather used to tell me the stories about the real KKK, the ones that would come on horseback and shoot into his home in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and do you want to know what my grandfather says about them? He says, and when they used to come around, my dad used to shoot back at them boys. Such an empowering thing when he talks about them. He talks about them like they were children. He tells me stories about when the black mothers would come out and take the hoods off and yell at them and say, "Is that you, Peter," or whatever their names were? And then when you come up and you say it like, "What are we going to do about the KKK members?" You're not afraid of them. I know you're not afraid of the KKK members.
I'm not afraid of them.
You're not. You're not. So why are we talking about them? Why are you even giving them the air or the conversation? Because you once saw them 10 years ago.
All America did was
walking down the
change
street.
laws, and all they did was have to change their methods. They could have just changed their methods.
But what did they do? Did they shoot and kill? I generally am trying to understand, where are the KKK? Are they killing black people? Because if they are, they definitely should be prosecuted.
Laws against murder.
I think that the issue, the thing he's trying to bring forward is that when you look at the historical treatment of organizations or groups of people of color, whether it's Black Lives Movements or Black Panther and so on, the moment that they were demonized, they were listed as terrorist organizations. Why has it never been that the Ku Klux Klan was demonized or listed as a terrorist organization?
They were never demonized? The Ku Klux
By the government? Never.
Has the government
because
ever
they were
listed
the
them?
government. They were Democrats.
Well, yeah, this is not true. The
I
Oklahoma City bombing was
No,
the
no,
Oklahoma
I'm
City
not-
bombing.
I think a lot of people, honestly, are a lot of people that talk and with these, they don't do their research when they get on the mic. And when they hear that it's a Democrat, or they hear that it was a black person that did this, or even if somebody's up there and they're white and they hear that a lot of people don't do their research. And that's why it's important to me to listen to these things, because I feel like that's real, something that's real important to, for me to gain insight and to know these things, because I feel like them young dudes, like, even though they happened in 2008, I mean, if that's true, that's definitely, out of pocket, you feel me, for something like that. But at the same time, that's, why not talk? I don't know. Like, everybody that does this, they always bring up, the past and stuff that's not going on now.
Yeah. Like, for him to be talking about the KKK, like, he should have known what the other guy known. Like, he didn't know any of that stuff. So, like, that's why I feel like us, like, watching these videos, like, if somebody was to ask us a question, like, we would probably know because we were watching or whatever it may be.
Or if somebody asks a question, I'm going to tell you, like,
what you actually know, like, facts.
Yeah, I'm not about to sit there and just keep on,
going at it. And
Yeah,
still don't
hell
know
nah,
what
not
the
knowing
facts.
nothing like that's.
City bombing was categorized as a terrorist act, so you're incorrect there.
So,
the Fort Hood massacre was terrorist.
I was a combat engineer. I was trained by some of the same people who knew the guy, so I understand.
So let me ask you a question. Was the Waco complex considered a terrorist organization by the FBI, yes or no?
Who?
The Branch Davidians.
It should be.
Oh, but they were white. You said that never happened against white supremacist organizations.
No, I said the Ku Klux Klan.
No,
I'm
but
talking about the Klan
it is a similar type organization. The Branch Davidians were
existed for
misinterpretation
almost the entirety of America.
The Branch Davidians were a white
never been
supremacist
seen
organization.
as a terrorist organization.
Guys, I'm going to wrap this up because if I genuinely thought that you thought the KKK was alive and well, we'd have a full, long conversation about this. What we're talking about here is that you want to ignore, and this is what genuinely frustrates me so much about the black community, you want to ignore all the really big issues that we should be talking about, okay? We all know what's going on in our communities. We just had another rapper that was gunned down. We know about black-on-black crime. We know about abortion. We know about the education system. We know about Antifa, which is the closest thing that I've seen to white supremacy since I've been alive, is Antifa, which is the modern-day KKK.
So I agree with you on all of those.
That show up,
I agree.
okay? And the media that demonizes. But instead you want to talk about something that you have to pull your memory from 10 years ago
Can I
when
ask
they
you
were walking
something?
down the street in Texas.
What do you think started black-on-black crime? It hasn't always been a big problem as what you're talking about. What do you think
I
started?
already told you what I thought. Father absence started black-on-black crime.
And what
I already told you that.
What started the biggest father absence in America in the black community?
Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1964.
Was he not American government? That's what I'm saying.
And let's do a present.
Look, what I'm saying is I don't really care. I don't care about Democrats and Republicans.
Who is still encouraging father absence?
Democrats and Republicans are the same. It's the same government. That's what y'all don't see. Like
I'm neither.
Political parties are literally to divide us because it's.
No.
Democrats and Republicans are the same.
I think you and I agree on the fact that there are problems. What we disagree with is that I am telling you that the left started it, the Democrats started it, and the Democrats are still perpetuating it. And the way that they're able to perpetuate it is by getting you to stand up here and ask me a ridiculous question about the goddamn KKK when we should be talking about father absence and abortion and black-on-black crime. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, I feel like that's real important. Like that black on black, like that today is crazy. You feel me? Like, you'll literally go up there and say, oh, I blame you for this and I blame you for that and I blame. Okay, so it's one thing if people were to kill that, you know, and not do so much black on black crime and then, you know, blame it on somebody. It'll look better that way. You know what I'm saying? Don't look better at all, but it'll look better that way rather than, oh, okay, it's black on black crime, but we're gonna blame, you know, we're gonna blame the white government or the white people, or we gon' you know what I'm saying? I hear that a lot, and I feel like honestly, like it's I don't know, like it's just crazy to me. And people gonna say, you feel me? Of course, you feel me? Like, say whatever, but I feel like that's what I've gathered. You feel me?
At the end of the day, it's your opinion.
Yeah, it's
how you feel about it.
Yeah, I guess, but at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of people really don't get the fact that regardless of, like, and just like with the Black Lives Matter movement, the whole thing with that, I look at that and I see that people, when we seen it in downtown, I never went. I seen it on the news, and then I went down there after everything was, you know, boarded up and stuff like that, and I seen it. Yeah. And I got to thinking in my head, like, why is it this? And it's still, you get on the news the next day, they talk about that, and another black person killing another black person. Yeah. And I was like, how can you stand for that and want that, fight that, talk about this, talk about that, and then you have that, and it bothers me. And that's why I say what I say, you know. But definitely was, you know what I'm saying, interesting video, definitely was a good video, you know what I'm saying. And obviously he gonna go back, listen to what they were saying, Candace was saying, and actually get some more knowledge, you know what I'm saying, in his head.
Sit and think about it.
Yeah, and both people, you know, learn. You know what I'm saying? They both learn. But you already know, make sure y'all hit the like with that subscribe. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying, watching this reaction. Definitely was a nice reaction. You feel me? Catch y'all next one.